Okay, and then finally we have a big, huge stack of non-Marvel, non-DC comics. And so I have on my list, I have my EC comics. All my EC comics are reprints. I don't have any originals, which is fine by me. I don't need the originals. But this is Crime Suspense Stories #1, a reprint. Now I already have Crime Suspense Stories #1, so I'm going to put that in the potential upgrade series. And it's the same with Shock Suspense Stories #1, which I look on my list here in my other hand, and I already have Shock Suspense Stories #1. So we'll put that in the potential upgrade. Same with Panic. I only need issue number 12 of Panic, it looks like, the final issue. This is issue number 10. So I already have it, don't need it. But we'll put it in the potential upgrade, just in case. Same with Piracy #5. I have the whole series of Piracy. But we'll see if my copy is better than that one. This was a nice surprise. There were 2 issues of Two-Fisted Tales in there, issue number 20 and number 21. And I don't have either one of them. So, I was trying to get the shot in there better of how it looks. And then there's this one. The funny thing is, when I first started going to this particular comic shop, I was looking for EC stuff. That was what I went there to look for, EC reprints. And so it turns out those particular ones, I'm going to put it in the, whoops, we'll look at my list here. So I have 18, 23, and 24. So we got 20 and 21. So that fills a hole in my set. So those are going in the permanent collection. Now these ones, some of these weird fantasy issues, I assumed I already have. And it turns out, in a way, I do have this one. This was East Coast Comics in the 1970s had done a reprint of that issue. So I have on here Weird Fantasy. Have number 13 in East Coast Comics reprint. But, you know what? I'm going to put this in the permanent collection, too. Weird Fantasy number 14 I did not have. And that's this one right here. So that one goes in the permanent collection too. Weird Fantasy number 15. Again, now this was reprinted, I believe, in Russ Cochran had a magazine-sized full-color EC Classics series in the late 80s. So I'm looking at my list. It doesn't look like I have that. I think it didn't reprint the whole issue. It reprinted the cover and maybe a couple stories from it, not the whole issue. So I needed this one as well, which was cool. This comic, Weird Science, this was the early attempt by Russ Cochran to, or Gemstone maybe, Gladstone, to reprint the series, on the newsstands. And this, I was not crazy about how they did it this way because they had 2 issues in one comic. I used to have this issue. So this one is going to go into the to be sold category because I already have it and don't need it. Veiler number 5. I already have the whole run of Veiler. I bought them when they came out. I'm going to put this in the potential upgrade category. This is an EC sampler, a free comic book day thing. And it just reprints some of the like 4 stories. They didn't seem to be like the best stories though. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this or not. I'll put it in the temporary category. All right, so that takes care of all the EC comics. There is a Mighty Samson comic. This looks pretty rough. I wonder if this is the one. I haven't opened this yet, but I wonder if this is the one that reprints the first issue or not. Or is this one that Don Heck drew? Let's see. It's hard to tell. It might be a Don Heck one. It might not be. Anyways, it's a little rough, but not as bad as I feared. So, it has that flattened spine that you can tell you see all the white on there. But this one, let me check to see if I have it already. This is Mighty Samson number 23, it looks like. So let's look at my list. Let's see if I have Mighty Samson number 23 already. As we scroll down, like I said, I didn't have an opportunity to do all this when I was at the shop itself because, I mean, I checked a few things, but for the most part, I did not have time. And it doesn't look like I have any issues with Mighty Samson, which means I sold them at some point because I used to have some. So we're going to put this in the permanent collection. Golden Legacy, issue number 3, about Crispus Attucks, or Attackus, I thought his name was. Attucks. He was one of the first martyrs of the Revolutionary War, the first person to be killed in the Revolutionary War. So I might have this already. I'm pretty sure I do. Just looking at my list here. I think I have the whole series. And I think it was reprinted, like it came out in 68, like it says there. But I think it was from the reprint in the 70s as well. Okay. Golden Legacy, Black History 1976, Volume 1 through 4, reprinted 1966 series that ran 16 issues. So this may be an upgrade. This may be more of an original. Okay, here's a Mighty Mouse comic that is in horrible condition, but still readable. I don't think I have any Mighty Mouse comics. Oh, it's actually New Terry Toons is the name of the series. So I'm going to put this in the permanent collection for now. Yogi Bear, a Charlton comic. I don't think I have any that. It looks like somebody wrote on this, though. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like there's some writing on here. Hopefully it's not all inside there, too. But I'll put this in the permanent collection, Yogi Bear. I'm a fan of Charlton, too. War number 7. This I will have to check to see if I have already. I'm pretty sure I already do. If I do, I can just put it in the upgrades, potential upgrades. By the way, no Yogi Bear in my Charlton list here. So War number 7, I already have. And in fact, it looks like I have the original Charlton version, not the Modern Comics reprint. But we'll put it in the potential upgrades. Bunch of Atlas comics here, which I already have. This was a short-lived series from 1975, a short-lived company, actually. My copy of Scorpion may be worse than that. So I'm going to put these in the potential upgrades. As with this, Iron Jaw, Barbarians feature Iron Jaw, and then this is just regular Iron Jaw. I already have those. I'm only missing maybe about 2 or 3 Atlas comics other than the Vicky series and of course their magazines. Now I didn't realize till I got home, in fact I didn't realize till today, that somebody went and scribbled all over this one. So this is definitely a to be gotten rid of issue. Marge's Little Lulu. This is in rough condition. In fact, I probably shouldn't even have it in a bag like that. It's not even worth it. But this is from 1971, maybe. It's a reader copy. I'll put it in the temporary collection for now. Same with this one, a Tom and Jerry. Again, somebody scribbled on it. They scribbled on the bread. This is from 1980, Tom and Jerry number 328. I'll put this in the temporary. 2 issues of Devil Kids starring Hot Stuff, issue number 77 and issue number 88, or no, 81. And again, I'll put these in the temporary. Not sure if I want them. Richie Rich Billions, number 21. Same with that. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it. I have a lot of Richie Rich comics, but I collect Vaults of Mystery, but and a few others, but a lot of them I don't really need. Now this one, I didn't realize till later that it has a chunk missing out of the back cover. If I'd known that, I probably wouldn't have gotten it, but I don't know, it's not a big deal. And finally, with the Richie Rich ones, we have this Richie Rich and Jackie Joker's issue. Again, it's missing a little chunk missing out of there. Oh well. I'll put this in the temporary one, though, too, though. Now we have some more Harvey Comics. These are Sad Sack issues. This is issue number 208. I'll put this in. You know what? I'm going to put this in the to be sold. I'm not really a fan of Sad Sack. These look a little rough. 228. So right now, the temporary collection and the to be sold collection are the biggest ones. 232 of Sad Sack. And 234 of Sad Sack. Again, looks like somebody scribbled on this one. All right. Now we get to the indies titles. Cerebus, bi-weekly, reprints Cerebus number 18 from the early 1980s, or 1980 it says. I already have this issue. We're going to put this in potential upgrades. All right, I accidentally got 2 issues of Cerebus number 176. In fact, let's go to my Cerebus list here. See which ones I'm missing and which ones I need. And so 176 I do not have. So now I do. But now I have 2 copies of it. So I just have to decide which one I want to keep. So I'll put these in the potential. Well, I'll put them in the potential upgrades for now, and then that way I'll be able to go through them. 172 I already have. Again, that's a potential upgrade then. 162 I already have. I didn't have time to look through to see if I had them already. So those will be potential upgrades. Murder number 3 from Renegade Press. One of my favorite comics. This will be a potential upgrade too. This one I love because it has this great Dicko story, Social Justice. And then there's also another one called My Brother from 1983 that Dicko drew, one of his best of works of the 1980s. That will be in the potential upgrades. Trident, number 5. This is from 1990, and it looks like an indie comic. Very unusual looking. You know, this was sort of that time. Whoa, of that time. You had all these like artsy indie anthology comics. This one actually has a Mark Millar story, very early Mark Millar. You know, kind of primitive looking artwork though. But there's the Eddie Campbell story. So we're going to put this in the temporary collection. Not sure if I'm going to keep it or not. You know, back in the day, I would have been like, oh, cool. But nowadays, if I don't have any sort of sentimental attachment to something, it's a little harder for me to justify keeping it in the collection. This is a John Stanley Little Lulu type thing. Or it's Nancy, it looks like. Drawn and Quarterly presents a John Stanley grab bag for Free Comic Book Day. So this was actually free. Sometimes, though, it's hard to get the free comics. You know, if certain stores don't carry them. Or if they, get rid of them. This is like printed on newsprint. So anyways, this will go in the permanent collection. Innovation was a company that was an indie company around 1988 or so. They published Justice Machine and some other stuff. In color, sort of like a First Comics wannabe type of thing. Not sure if I'm going to keep this or not. I sort of like this period for nostalgic reasons, but on the other hand, a lot of it is kind of mediocre and dated. So we'll put this in the temporary collection, just like that Eddie Campbell thing. So, Will Eisner's Spirit, The New Adventures. I used to have issue number 1 with the Alan Moore story, but I believe I sold that. This one has a Neil Gaiman story. So there was new current creators doing new Spirit stories. This one also has an Alan Moore story. Issue number 7. Paul Pope story. And issue number 8, that's a cool cover. I'll try to get it without the glare there. A full issue detective story. Issue number 8. All right, those will go in the temporary, but you know, they may be something I end up selling. The Spirit, number 11. Now, this was the kitchen sink series that reprinted the Will Eisner Spirit stories. They're interesting for the text pieces, but I stopped getting them when they went to black and white, which was very near this period. Let me look at my list here. See, I'm not sure if it's under Will or Spirit. We'll try Will Eisner's Spirit. And we'll see which ones I'm missing. Because I think I have this one already. This issue I believe I have. So this may be a potential upgrade. Yep, here we go. Okay, so yeah, this one I already have. I say, note, the last color issue was number 11, which was this issue. Don't want number 12 on. So, and that's because that's when it went black and white. So I already have this, so this will be a potential upgrade. And I did also get this one, issue number 21. You can see it's in black and white now. I'm going to put it in the temporary collection, though. I probably will end up selling it, but I want to be able to look at it first and check it out. Okay, this is an Archie comic, 157. I'm going to scroll back, way back up to Archie in my list here. I got to go all the way back up. So 157 I do not have, but this looks really rough. I'll put it in the temporary for now, but this is the kind of thing I might just end up selling. Issue number 306, which I don't have. I'll put it in the permanent collection for now. And 440, which I don't have. I do have 442. I don't have 440. So we'll put this in the permanent collection for now. Archie and Friends number 14. I used to have a ton of Archie and Friends. I don't have this one though. I probably had it in the past, but I don't have it now. So we'll put that in the temporary category for now. Archie's joke book. I'm going to put it in the temporary category, but I'm probably going to sell this one because I'm not a fan of the joke book thing, because each one, it's like a bunch of one-pagers. It's really kind of silly. Now this one is interesting. Betty and Me, number 5. And she's sort of dressed as a superhero. Now let's scroll down to Betty. Let's see if I have this one. Nope, my oldest one is issue number 39. So this one will go in the permanent collection. Even though it's a little rough, it's my oldest issue of Betty and Me. Now we got a bunch of issues of Pep. Unfortunately, these have some dates written on here, which weren't the original dates. They were later dates, but they're written like a grease pencil. I found, though, to my detriment, that if you try to smudge it off, usually you end up smudging the color off. So I'm just going to leave it alone. So we got 303 and 304 there of Pep. Let me see how we stand on Pep. So I have 298 and 310, nothing between those. So these will go in the permanent collection. Oh, 292. So yeah, so I'm missing this one as well. So this will go in the permanent collection. Issue number 324. I have 322 and 325, but not 324. So this will go in the permanent collection. Those are from like the late 70s. This is issue 328. This will also go in the permanent collection. And issue number 340, which I do not have. I have 342, but not 340. And that will go in the permanent collection. So now here's the last little bit of comics that are left from that big long box. This is Archie's Mighty Crusaders #1. I already have this comic, but we'll see. This will go in the upgrade thing to see if my copy is in worse condition. Ruse #1. This is actually the Marvel revival of this cross-gen series. I have most of the issues of cross-gen's Ruse, but I don't have any of the Marvel revival. So this one will go in the permanent collection for now. John Byrne's Next Men #0 and 1. I think I have every single issue of John Byrne's Next Men. But these particular issues that #0 and #1, I already have. But my copies, which I had bought in a cheap bin like in the 90s, are actually signed by John Byrne. And I had always had the thought in the back of my mind, gee, if I just bought these copies, I would be able to sell the ones that were signed by John Byrne. So these are going in the permanent collection, and I'll replace them. The issues will replace the two that I have that are signed by John Byrne on the front. Triple Helix #4. Let me scroll down and check it out. I'm pretty sure I already have this. This is one of John Byrne's later series for IDW. I believe I have this whole series. But yeah, I have 1 through 4. So this will be potential upgrade. Most likely will sell. Space Hawk #5 from Dark Horse Comics. This is a reprint of Basil Wolverton's Golden Age Marvel series, actually, I think, isn't it? Probably something like that. It was a Golden Age series, so we're going to see I think I may already have this. So again, it may be a potential upgrade. Dun, 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 dun. Space Hawk. Huh, not seen it. Oh, you know what? I bet it's under Basil Wolverton. I try to put all the Basil Wolverton stuff together. So let's check it out. And we'll just go here. Here we go. Basil Wolverton. So I need issue #3 and 4. I already have issue #5. So that will go in the potential upgrades. Elric #3. I'm going to check my list here, but I'm pretty sure I sold all my Elrics. Or if I haven't sold them yet, they were in the box ready to be sold, at some point. Okay, so, yep, I don't have any Elrics. So I am thinking this is going to be in the to be sold category. Normal Man 3D Annual #1. I have a bunch of Normal Man ones that are already in a box of stuff to be sold, so this will be added to the to be sold thing. Didn't know what the heck this was. This is actually signed by the artist or writer. It looked like one of those kooky small press comics from the 1980s, but I think it's from the 90s actually. Not recommended for children under 3 years of age. Anyways, this will be in the to be sold category. Fan Graphics #4. I wasn't sure what this is. It is from 1985. So it's like one of those indie things. I'm going to put this in the temporary thing. At least I want to be able to read it. Feb Force #57. Not sure why I really got this. I like AC Comics, but I like their reprints of stuff. I'm not a fan of Feb Force. So this will be in the to be sold column. I'm not a fan of Undergrounds, really, so the Best of Wonder Warthog by Gilbert Shelton. This will go in the to be sold category. Another Underground here, Young Lust #1. Bill Griffith work in this one. In fact, he drew the cover. Adult material, to put it mildly. Well, I won't even show that. I want to get banned on YouTube. This will be in the to be sold category. It's, it's like in the, if I was, 18 again, I might have thought that was fun, but this is another one that J.R. Williams, I liked his work back when I was a kid, but I'm thinking these days I'm just not going to be into it. So I'm going to put this in the to be sold. And then I believe finally here, all we have are a bunch of the British reprints, Eagle Comics reprints of British stuff. And I'm not really crazy about the color. They printed these black and white things in color, and the page dimensions are different. So I'm probably just going to sell all these. Like I've sold most of my Judge Dredd comics too that Eagle put out. I'll just stick with any. If I get any, I'll just stick with the originals, the British 2000 AD issues. This is issue number 5 of Nemesis the Warlock, and issue number 7 from Eagle Comics from the early 80s or so. Those will be in the To Be Sold. The Stainless Steel Rat, number 2. Again, this will be in the To Be Sold category. I can show you what I mean. We'll open this up. Just the reproduction leaves a lot to be desired. You know, you see like these big, they had to stretch panels and stuff like that to make things sort of fit the American page dimensions. So you have a lot of like empty space around stuff. So it just, it's kind of, if you feel like you're reading like one of those books where they rearrange panels to make things fit on the page. It just is very appealing. Robo Hunter number 1, it's also from Eagle Comics. Number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. And again, these are all going to be going in the To Be Sold stack. And finally, last comic of this whole lot, Sam Spade Robo Hunter. Eagle Comics became Quality Comics. This is issue number 3. This was probably from around 1985, maybe. Let's check. December 86. So let's see here. Sometimes they would stretch the art too. It's not very appealing. Art by Dave Gibbons, Robusters. I think I actually might have this strip in another in a British annual or something. Anyways, kind of cool, but I don't love it, so I don't want to keep it. So anyways, so you can see here the biggest stacks are so we have the small stack of the keepers. This is the permanent collection. Then there's a big, huge stack. You can't even see the whole thing, which is the temporary collection. Then we have the potential upgrades. And then all the rest over here is stuff to be gotten rid of. So it worked out all right. I'm happy. I probably could go back there and get some more. They have like tons of boxes still, and I think the sale is still going on. But this will keep me busy for a while. And like I said, it was physically exhausting to go through all those boxes for like 2 hours, moving things, and trying to read issue numbers in the dim light, and so forth. I needed a magnifying glass and a flashlight. So, but anyways, it all worked out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.